Hi, it's Jez here from Nigezza.co.uk. Thank you for joining me today with another junk journal project. Now, you may remember that I showed you this specimen card, and I used half a sheet of a 6x6 paper to make it, because I'm changing the colours. And this is part of this. I've been making these. So in this first video, I showed you how I stamped all over these Colour Family DSPs to create it to look vintage. So if you want to see how I did that, look back on that video. And then I made the envelopes. And so now I'm making this. So it's a way of using up 6x6 papers. You can always cut down 12x12. So yeah, just making a faux specimen card. Now I had this idea, and then I saw Julie from Camellia Crafts do it. So yeah, we often have similar ideas to other people, but do check out Julie's. Julie uses, there's a die currently that you can make specimen cards with, so she did it with a die and without. Obviously I'm doing it without. So here we have just a 6x3 bit of DSP, and I'm just going to fold it in half. So I'm just going to score it here at 3 to help me fold it better. And I'm just going to butt it up at the edge there so that I can give it a good crease. So that's that. All we've got to do, and then you just need to cut an aperture. Now you can use punches, you can use dies to do this. You could cut it freehand if you wanted to, if you didn't have either punches or dies. I'm going to use punch. I've got this rectangular postage stamp punch. I have got circles. I quite liked the postage stamp. I'm now thinking I could actually do this circle so you can see the difference. Now, what I did with this one is I punched it first out of a bit of post-it note so that I could line this up and make it central. That's not very central, but I'm just showing without doing. So then you could see where you're going to punch it so that you know you get it in a good place. But I've now changed my mind and I'm going to do a circle, because that's what happens, doesn't it? Change your mind. Now I've got a 2-inch circle, which I think will work quite well with this because it's 3x3. And I think that this will fit quite nicely. Yeah, so this punch is like 3 inches wide, so I'm not going to bother with the circle because, you know, the post-it note, because I think it's pretty okay. So by having it like that, I think that'll work. Don't think it's too close to the top. Might just move down a tad, keeping it straight there. Cut my circle out. Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think that's worked. The only thing I won't be able to do is put this label on. Save that for something else. I've still got the postage stamp that I cut out of that one ready to be used in something else. So that's that ready. Now you could put some acetate on there. I think Julie put acetate on hers. I wasn't necessarily gonna bother with acetate on this. I kind of quite liked it the way it was. And I'm gonna stamp a butterfly. So I've got this butterfly stamp here, Butterfly Brilliance. So I did that one on here. Fits nicely in the postage stamp. I'm going to do this one for this one because that'll fit in my little 2-inch there. The others are too big, as you can see, so I'm going to do that one. That one's maybe a tad too small, so I'm going to stamp it. I stamped it in basic grey before because it was like a grey background. I'm thinking I'm gonna stick with that as an idea because it's not too dark. I thought my basic grey was here. Oh, they're there. There we go. So I'm just gonna ink up just in that corner. There we go. And I'm gonna get a bit of just basic white. I'm going to just push this up there because I don't want it going over my clean bit of grid mat. So I'll just stamp that down there. Yeah, a nice butterfly there. So I did get ink around the others, which is why I didn't put it on here. And I'm just going to colour it. I could watercolour it. I could use my alcohol markers. I used alcohol markers on this, but I think I might use my watercolour pencils actually. So my watercolour pencils appear to have disappeared. So I had to rethink. I've looked everywhere, but I can't find them. There's even an empty box of the sort of box I store them in the place where they're supposed to be. Go figure. So I'm going to use my Stampin' Right markers. So these match the inks that I use to ink it. So I'm going to have like a vintage butterfly, I'm thinking. So we've got early espresso, soft suede, crumb cake and Sahara sand. So let's have an early espresso body. Okay, so I did that, I didn't like it, so I've stamped it again, and I'm going to use my alcohol markers. They don't blend, they're just like felt tips. They just match the same colours as the ink I've used. So I'm going to use my alcohol markers. I've got 2 shades of crumb cake. I've got some Calypso Coral because this is a sort of a peachy pink, so I thought that might go well, and I've got my bronzer. So I think I'm going to do my bronzer down the centre. So we've got a bit of dark. There. So that gives it a completely different look to that one. Yeah, I'm quite happy with that. So that needs to be die cut out now. So I need to work out where I put my butterfly die to cut that out. So it seems I put it away in its packet. So that's going to get cut out. It does the whole, so you can stamp the whole stamp of butterflies and cut them all out in one go. But you can isolate one, as I've done there as well. So there it is, all cut out. So I am going to want to do a little bit of inking around the edges. So whenever you die cut, you do get the white edges. I could have cut it out on my Scan and Cut and it would have been close up, but I don't mind the edges on that. Okay, so that's going to get, might do him at a little angle rather than straight. I'm thinking that I need a little bit more inking there in the middle. Looking a little bit too pinky. Yeah, that's better. So a bit of Tombow. On there, and then we need to stick this down. So I'm just going to put glue all the way around here. So if I was going to put acetate on it, I'd stick it to this side. Just a little bit of oozy there, get rid of that. So that's that. What I meant to do, and I didn't do, like an idiot, was I meant to ink round the edges of the circle. So I'm just going to come in with my brush there, pick up those edges. That's better. And I'm going to round the corners. Don't want my large one, I want my little one. Got a small and large corner around it. There we go. And then I want to come round all the edges. And then we want to put some labels on. And I've made this because I've put the circle there. I've got less of a space down there, but let's just see. I might just chop the label. So I've got a bunch of die cuts here. So I've got one of these labels that I used, but it's a bit too big, but I could cut it down. I don't think it matters. On there, I might just, because this was done with grey, so I might just go over a little bit so it doesn't look quite so grey. Yep, I think that'll work. Might put one of these on it as well. Don't need any of these that I cut. They were just all in a pile together, so I just picked them all up. But I don't need them. But I might have that up there. And this going to cut a tad off from there. I just use my long scissors. Yep, that'll work. I'll use that for something else. So we just need ink the edge. And I did a little bit of stamping on it. So I took one of the sentiments, and there it's got Nature's Beauty written on it, so I just wanted to stamp that. So one of the things you can do if you've got the Stampin' Right markers is you can use them like you would ink, an ink pad, so you can just colour the section that you want. So I'm taking Nature's Beauty. Because I thought that fitted really well, with it being a butterfly. So stick that there. Stamp it on there. So that works. And then I decided I'd have a little number in the corner. So you often get that with specimen slides. So I just took my calendar die and I just coloured a number. So any number. Shall we have 31 up there? Very clever calendar die this. I'll put 31 up there. That'll do nicely. So that can stick on there, that can stick on there. And then I just did a bit of, I got some tea-dyed writing paper for the back. So it could be a journaling card in a journal. In the other video, I'll show you how I stamped and created these labels. There we go. So then we just want a bit on the back. So I've got some scraps. Scraps here of tea-dyed paper. These are ones that I did with ink on my glass mat. You might have seen me do that before. So we'll just take a bit off there. No, I don't like the way that's got stamping on. So we'll take this bit. Don't mind that end bit there. And then we'll come across here. Put that back in my scrap drawer. Let's put that straight. so I can line that up with the lines. So it's ready to go on there. Just a bit of inking around the edges. And I did some stamping on the back, so I did another number, and I did a little bit of writing, so I don't know why I did that, because I want that, so I did a bit of this. So there's a little bit of writing on there, super duper, and then I'm going to put a number from my number one. We'll do the same number. There we go. And then we just need to glue that down. Quite like that one. It was the end of a page, so it had the hole in it as well, which was quite cool. Check it's the right way around, yep. So that is specimen slide all finished. So that is all of my projects now done that I have used 6x6 paper with. That's the envelopes, and that's the fold out thing where I took paper that wasn't vintage and made them look vintage. So if you haven't seen these videos where I made these, do check them out, and hope you enjoyed that. And go and check out Julie from Camellia Crafts as well, because she's done her version very similar, and she's also used a die you can buy, but I don't think I'd bother with a die because cutting it yourself's quite easy really. All right then, so I will see you again soon. Thanks for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye for now.